What you are watching right now is every single texture, sound, code file, and folder in Move or Die. Right here you can see the exact distribution between the file types in the game as we worked on them. We are in September of 2014 right now, and you can see each team member modifying existing files as development went on. These big clusters represent the 7 game modes that were implemented at that time. These are the characters, and here you can see the sound effects. At this point, the game wasn't public yet. We were sending it to friends and family to help us test out new features. We were working on the online multiplayer aspect of the game while still hoping to release it as open source. In January 2015, Move or Die was made public for the first time through Steam Early Access. While personally, I'm not a fan of releasing something unfinished, we were forced to go through Early Access for financial reasons. The Sugar Rush update followed soon after, introducing a new game mode and Steam trading cards. At this point, we were 3 guys working on this. A full-time programmer, a part-time one, and me. Right now we were focusing on making the game very mod-friendly, adding in Steam Workshop support and an in-game mod manager screen. In June 2015, the Steam Workshop update was released, introducing the level editor, daily challenges, and the ability to create your own content. Shortly after, we made Move or Die compatible with macOS and Linux. We knew that the next update will be version 1.0 and the game's official release, so what followed was 7 months worth of development before we felt the game was ready to be considered good enough, as well as develop enough content for the game so the release can make a bigger impact than the previous updates. We ended up adding 5 new game modes, 20 new characters, a leveling up system with item unlocks, as well as new gameplay features. During this time, I attended various events around the world to showcase the game and build hype for the release. The negotiations started with several publishers, and we ended up signing a contract with someone only 2 weeks before the game came out. On the 21st of January 2016, Move or Die came out of Early Access and version 1.0 was made public. Of course, I wasn't happy with it, and I still had a long list of features I wanted to add to the game, so we kept working on updates. We introduced mutators, a new way to spice up the already existing game modes in order to create variety. New game modes, new characters, new levels, and in-game announcers. The updates kept coming. The Viewers vs Streamers update introduced a special Twitch mode where viewers could influence matches in real time while watching streamers play the game. We have developed this feature and tested it publicly for the first time on the Twitch stage at PAX East with 10,000 live viewers. Luckily, the game didn't crash, so I was relieved. The Toxic update brought an in-game chat so players can taunt each other during matches, as well as emotes. With every update, we try to keep the amount of content fairly consistent, adding new game modes, new characters, and new mutators. The best value update was our take on how an update would look as an infomercial. We added new game modes, new mutators, and we purchased a public hotline that players could actually call and leave us voicemails. This is probably one of my favorite things we've ever done for Move or Die, and at one point I should make a video with all the voicemails. Winter came around quickly, so we introduced the non-denominational Winter Holiday update in order to be politically correct. And 1 year later, on the 21st of January 2017, the 1-year anniversary update went live, celebrating our journey so far. 193,000 players played the game throughout 1.1 million online matches, while unlocking 1.3 million in-game items. After 1 year of updates, we have pushed 106 patches to the game, while we got over 300 Steam key requests from various YouTubers and streamers. Oh, and the game was pirated by 44% of players. While working on the next big update, we managed to convince the creators of Rick and Morty to allow us to use their characters in our game, so we did just that. This was super awesome. After this, development slowed down a little bit. There were changes to the team as well as trying to work on new projects. However, we always had at least one person constantly working on Move or Die because that feature list doesn't have an end in sight. At this point, I was able to say I was happy with the game. We managed to add most of the things I had on my feature list, and the game was stable enough for me not to worry about it catching on fire every 5 minutes. As the year came to an end, we teamed up with the guys over at Discord to add in some cool integrations with their chat, followed by our biggest update ever, the Green and Gold update. I'm going to pause here for a second. We've been working on the Green and Gold update since June of that year. The update completely revamped the way characters and game mode items work. We introduced the Not a Store and our own in-game currency while sticking to our promise we made when the game came out that there won't be microtransactions in Move or Die. This update was huge, and normally with big changes come a lot of problems. So we spent the following weeks fixing bugs while getting ready for our 2nd anniversary. And finally, here we are today, 2 years since the game came out. During this time, over 500,000 players played 2.6 million matches, and the total piracy percentage dropped to 37%. Now, the reason why we celebrate these anniversaries is so we can tell you a sincere thank you. Thank you for playing the game, and thank you for supporting us. This game started out as a passion project while I was a teenager. As soon as I was done with high school, I gave up on the idea of going to college and I started working full-time on Move or Die, trying to convince friends to help me out with code as a favor while using all my pocket money on commissioning musicians and artists in order to make the game better. Since Move or Die came out in 2016, we have released 11 content updates, all of them completely free. Now, if you decide to stick around, I don't intend to stop adding ideas on that feature list of mine. So see you in the next update.